This
All
conference
right,
will now be
welcome
recorded.
to our public hearing. So, Tim, if you gotta go get your mail, we're fine. We're just, oh, okay. So tonight's meeting's three parts, actually. The first part's a public hearing on local law number 3 to override the tax levy limit established in General Municipal Law 3C. At 6:45 or 6:45, we'll go into a public hearing on the proposed 2024 town budget. And then at 7 o'clock or immediately after that, we'll go into our regular monthly meeting. As in the past, in November, we always combine our monthly meetings with the budget hearing. So there will not be a meeting Tuesday night. So please do not come here and then yell at me because no one was here. This is the way we've done it. The five budgets that I've done, the 5 Novembers I've been here for, we've always combined the monthly November meeting with the public hearing for time and getting ready for the holidays. Little housekeeping thing, please make sure everyone sign the sign-in. We have leftover Halloween candy to sweeten everyone up in the back. Help yourself. And there is coffee in the other room if anyone wants any. So, public hearing number 1 on the local law number 3. Any public comments on it? I'll just give you a little rundown, and then feel free to interrupt me for this part because the public hearing is for you folks, not us. State of New York, back when Andrew Cuomo was governor, initiated a 2% tax cap on municipalities. And if you went over 2%, you had to do a special law to enact that. And not to get too political, but the state legislature has never lived within a 2% cap. We haven't overridden the town's 2% tax cap probably about 7 years or better. So we're in good shape. We've been in good shape. We are in good shape. A lot of towns this year, with the cost of goods going up, inflation and such, and giving their employees higher salaries, better benefits, things like that, are overriding, other than the town of Keene because they apparently have a lot of money. But this is part of a legal procedure we have to follow in order to go over the 2%. David.
What are the benefits and burdens of going over the 2%?
Doing another public hearing, filling out, doing a local law. We have to do the public hearing. We have to adopt the local law. Dawn, as town clerk, has to send it to the Department of Secretary of State, and we have to legally publish it, which we did all those.
And I'm assuming the basis is because the expenses have risen over the past year.
Over the 2%. We did not also do a new tax assessment reval this year. So that certainly played into part of it as well.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Does the state every 3 years reassess? Are they required to reassess every 3 years?
You mean tax appraisals, what your property? So Wilmington has gotten, as North Elba and a couple other communities, although Keene's not at 100%. Wilmington's been at 100% for years, but because the taxpayers were getting so hit so hard on their assessments, and the assessors could not literally keep up with the paperwork, we're at 80% this year. And where the equalization rate comes into play is like for school districts and things like that, because it's all based on your tax rate per thousand, and veterans exemptions, seniors exemptions, and things like that. If we're closer to 100%, it's more equitable tax share of everyone. The lower you go, the more people that are receiving the special deductions and things are getting a little bit less. In this case, probably 20% less this year. Did I explain that very well? I'm not very good at explaining it, but that's the gist of it.
If I remember right, town spending just is going up, and it's complicated because there's highway and fire department is separate, but
yeah,
for the town, it's going up 94,000 next year is the estimate. Is that?
I got my budget right here. It would be cheat sheet, but around 90,000. I was gonna, when we get to the budget hearing portion, I was gonna invite Nicole, who's our budget officer, up to like talk about anything.
She's running now.
She just left. She's so smart. That's why we keep her around. Okay, yeah, so it's 92,000. So I have a cheat sheet here. $92,706. And basically with the increase, it's going to be 32 cents basically per thousand increase. And in your taxes. Any other questions on the tax cap override? Okay, we're going to close the public hearing on the tax cap. We're going to take a 10-minute break to just visit. And then at 6:45, I'll call the public hearing on the town budget to order. Okay? Motion.
This conference
By
will now
Darren.
be recorded.
Second by Tina. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Okay, guys, you have till 6:45 to do anything you want. Start the
This
second
conference
public
will
hearing,
now be
and
recorded.
the second public hearings on the proposed 2024 town budget. Just a quick clarification, Tim, you and I were both corrected by our budget officer. We actually, the total amount raised by budget raise this year is actually 59,706, not 92,706, because we made the adjustment on short-term rental registration fees offset budget, and I totally forgot. But
I meant how much is town spending going up?
oh no, I was just
Okay.
referring to the what the actual budget was going up, dollar amount for taxes. And
Right, the amount raised, the amount that will have to be raised from property taxes is lower because how much?
because we took like 25,000, 30,000 from the registration, but that was a last minute thing. But
But I think at the meeting, at the work session, it was 90 something that.
it was 92.
Okay.
Yeah. But every revenue, every expense has to be offset by revenue, and that's how the accounting works. But overall, our increase this year is 4.75% increase. And basically, a big part of that this year is the town board started a longevity program for employees. Basically, after 5 years of service, they get extra dollars for every year of service, for every year they stay with the town. Our first year of implementing it, it'll mean $8,900 more for all our employees, depending on when, total $8,900, depending on how long they've been with us. And then the pay increase represents a $50,346 increase, and that amounts to $2 an hour for all full-time employees. So that's a big part of our town budget this year, as far as why we're exceeding the cap and what we're doing. Questions? David?
Does that $2 an hour increase bring us up in line with the surrounding towns as has been discussed in the past meetings?
It puts us in a lot better shape.
Okay.
I can tell you, town of Keene is still significantly higher than we are for highway, but we were competitive until the pandemic, or till after the pandemic. Wilmington was leading for salaries. Well, we've been given some pretty significant raises the last few years, like a buck an hour a pop, which before it was like a couple percent, 3%. Nicole could probably explain it better than I can, but we've done over the last few years some pretty good raises. But it's just become so competitive, and it is so much cheaper to retain good employees than to keep playing the game of trying to recruit. So that's the idea behind it. Any other questions? Nice of you to join us, Jane.
Nice of you to point that out.
See, I'm either picking on you or my wife.
So I'm in good company then.
That's right. Very good company. Any other questions on the budget?
What is the starting wage now for the highway department?
Currently, right now, Nicole, could you?
Our lowest paid is $20 an hour.
But that'll go up for highway. That'll go up once the person becomes a CDL, correct? Yeah, to full, what is that, 23?
Current is 2309.
And with the raise, if we approve the budget, they'll go up to 25.
And I remember that we have like a half dozen town employees or more who all make really close to the same amount and hourly, and next year that would be 25 or, okay.
And
Parks deputy is at,
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
Ashton,
We just raised that a little while ago.
I believe he's at 22.
so it'll go up to 24.
No, I think he got raised to,
no, he's right, currently, we raised him from when we hired him. He is currently, and this is all public information, so I'm not saying anything out of school, but currently he's making $18.72 an hour.
Then
And- and-
excuse me, then currently he's 2072 because we did that.
Yeah.
increase.
Okay, thank you for the correction. I'm used to women
He was
correcting me
we
all the
gave him,
time.
yeah, we gave him the
And
$2.
next year it'll be 22.
Yeah.
72.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna close the public hearing and we're gonna go right into the monthly meeting. Motion to close the
sure,
hearing. Tina? All in favor? Aye?
Aye.
Opposed? None? Please stand for the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So I already welcomed you all to our meeting, told you about the candy in the back. There are agendas back of the room, and please make sure you sign in so Dawn doesn't yell at all of us. First, because she does. First item on the agenda is the approval of the previous minutes. Would someone like to move that?
make it.
Moved by Darren,
I'll second.
second by Michelle. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Item number 2 is direction resolution on local law number 3, overriding the tax cap. I need someone to move that if we're going to do this.
I'll make it.
Moved by Darren, second by
I'll second it.
Michelle. Dawn, roll call vote, please.
Roy,
Aye.
Darren,
All right,
Tina. Aye. Michelle. Aye. Tim.
No. Couldn't you have discussion? Or we probably just missed the chance to have discussion.
You did.
I'll wait for my report.
Okay. Resolution, or item number 3, resolution accepting the 2024 town budget.
Can we have discussion?
Yep, let me, yeah, go ahead.
So as this is deja vu from last year, and as the people who were at our November meeting last year will remember, I read all these numbers about fees on full home STRs, and I'm not talking about accessory dwelling units. We have at least 107 full home STRs. And so I did all the math again today, and a $400 annual fee on full home STRs would bring in more than $42,000. And then there's also a $50 per bedroom fee. The average STR in Wilmington has 2.7 bedrooms. So if you do that math, 107 times 2.7 times 50, that's more than 14,000. So 14,000, more than 14,000, and 42,000, more than 42,000, together is 67,000. So, and there's other things we could do that I discussed at great length over the past months to alleviate the burden on the taxpayers. And we could be cutting taxes, not going over the tax cap.
Okay. You have stated that. I'll give you that. You've been consistent with that. I'll give you that. I will say for tonight's purposes, I'm gonna move with what the budget we have, but you will be on the board for, going into the next year.
As
No, I'm
discussion,
just, go ahead.
as discussion is open about this, I mean, those fees will be getting changed
Right.
when we review the new STR
Mhm.
thing. So we're not dismissing you at all, Tim. When the new regulations get updated, those fees will be discussed and we probably will be increasing them. But we can't, it's irresponsible to base our budget on a possible increase when we haven't had the discussion on the STR registration yet.
And I will say this to that believe it or not, your argument did not fall on deaf ears because we did earmark some of the registration fees this year towards next year's budget. So that's definitely a win for you. I think it sets the precedent. No, it was. I mean that sincerely because you have advocated for that. I think the board listened to you. You may not believe that, but I honestly do. It sets the precedent for the town doing it now. As you guys next year or whenever you're doing it, change the STR regulations, you're going to have an opportunity to do that. Some of the stuff you're talking about isn't so far-fetched because a person that's doing the STR, it's cost doing business. So it's not going to affect them as much as some people think it is. It's how it's presented. But anyways, we've done talking about this. I would like to
just moving on, just to, rather than accepting saying that my proposals are irresponsible, there are other things that we could do to alleviate the burden on the taxpayers. One of which is pulling another $20,000 out of the bed tax reserve fund. I know that this is not something that the board wants to do, but we have $200,000 in a bed tax reserve fund. It could be used to alleviate the property tax burden.
And that wasn't the intent of that money, and we already using
But it can be used for that.
we're already using like $60,000 of that money. That community enhancement fund was the intent of doing community enhancement stuff. So,
Well, you can't say that it's not the intent and then say we're using 60.
quite frankly, if you're going to, well, no, we found areas that were, could be offset by that money.
And there are
Like
more.
the visitors. I think we made a lot of headway in there. And if you're going to take that occupancy money and put it towards anything, it should go towards our homestead housing. Because that's the kind of stuff we should be doing with that money. Or a pavilion or a park building or something like that. Sidewalks, quality of life issues for the people that live here.
Fair, but I'm talking about using less than 10% of the money we have in reserve.
You gotta remember though, Tim, whenever you do that, come next year, if that money's not there to borrow
It's
again,
double it.
your taxes go up twice as much.
Once
You
you
have to
start
make
it,
up
you have to
twice.
do it every single year or it starts compounding on
That's
itself.
the big
Because if
problem.
we use
with that.
20,000 this year and then next year we didn't use 20,000, then we're trying to search for 20,000 to find it up. So once you start the practice, you have to continue the practice.
I don't really want to, but just to respond, we've already discussed where we can find that additional 20,000 next year. We should be bringing in nearly 70,000 in fees from STRs.
That's not a.
So going
That's
forward,
fixed.
if we don't take that 20,000 out of bed tax money, which we have well over 200,000 in reserve, so it's not as though that's speculative money or it would be.
But the money that was in that reserve.
We are currently spending it to alleviate the property tax.
The money that was
So
in
you
the
can't say
reserve
you're
was
responsible
for,
to
it
use that money.
most certainly is. It most certainly is.
You're using
Alright.
60,000 of it, Roy. How
Well,
can you say it's irresponsible?
Well, to add another
80?
20,000, you're gonna do another, and the money was, we've been
So-
saving that money to do something like the youth center building or the pavilion. I'm moving the motion.
So I do think
All
that.
right, motion on the town budget.
80,000
Motion on the town budget.
with 60. Right, 60.
Someone
You're
want to
moving
move
it,
the
Roy?
2,000? Yeah, I'll
You're
make
moving
it. I'll move it. Moved by myself, second by,
I'll second it.
roll call vote, Don?
You first.
Aye.
Darren?
Aye.
Tina? Aye. Michelle?
Aye.
Tim?
No.
No, you have to say it out loud. I can't say it for you. I knew that's what you were gonna say.
To spend 80,000. If spending 60,000 is not irresponsible, how is spending 80,000 irresponsible?
Because we're not touching the reserves, Tim, not while I'm here. You can crack at it next year if you want. Okay, bid opening on the surplus items. We received on how many bids for different items?
Okay, in total, 2, 3, 5 bids.
Okay. could you-
One on the Zamboni. None of them have been open, so I have to go what's on the outside. This one, I'm not sure what's in there until I open it. These two are both for chairs. This one's for the generator.
Okay.
I'll start with the one that we don't know what it was for. I think though it's the gentleman that called on the chairs. Just because he told me he's from Brooklyn and that's where this came out of. Oh, he's got 2 of them in here. One's for the chairlift. Oh, actually, he's got 2 for chairs. We have a 3-seat and a 2-seat chair?
That's right.
Okay. So I'll start with the one we've got the most of, which is the chairs. Double chair. 2-seat. Okay, we only have one for the 3-seater. And it's from Zach. Sorry, Zach, is Schildhorn, I think is the name. He has a place on Hazelton Road. He's bidding $306.
Okay.
And we have his telephone number there.
So let's open them all and then we can go.
Okay,
play with-
that's the only one you have on that one. The next one I'm doing is the 2-chair, double-seater. Okay, and this is from Zach again. I'm not gonna try to butcher his name again. $221.
Okay.
And this is for the double chair. It's from Jim Johnston, or Johnston, 201.
Okay.
And this one is from Steve Lester
For the 2-chair?
for the 2-chair. That's what I'm doing now, it's 2-chair. And he was $126.69.
Okay.
Okay, the Zamboni, we only have one bid on that. And this is from Shazy Youth Hockey. His name's Steve Walter, and he's bidding $1,000 for it. And again, that's for their youth hockey group.
Yeah. Don really wants to keep it though.
Okay, this one is the generator,
Which one?
highway generator,
Okay.
$400, and that's Seth Stevens.
Okay.
And that is the end of the bids.
Wow. No one bid on the truck or anything else?
Somebody said they were coming in to bid on the truck, but they didn't.
Okay.
And the mail was done when I was there today, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So would the board like to make a blanket resolution accepting the highest bids for each of the items bid on? And we'll try to do another sealed bid process next month, or you guys can do one next year. What's your prerogative?
I'm fine with all of them, other than I would refer to John on the Zamboni, and if he feels that we have no use for it for the $1,000, then, I mean, the rest of them obviously are.
It's just not ideal for what we do, really.
And you'd be fine letting it go for the $1,000.
Yeah,
Do you think that is a reasonable amount to get for it?
yeah.
You also have to remember it was donated to us.
I do know that, but if it's worth.
It's another
if
youth group.
It's worth a lot more than that, I wouldn't want to sell it for.
It would be a good machine for someone who's willing to put some money into it and has the right place for it.
Yeah.
You know, when we drive it to the park, we drive it on sandy, salty roads. You kind of got to clean it up before you get on there. If you get on there, you know, if you've ever been to like the arena where they drive on is perfectly flat, and we're trying to get over 2x12 essentially, and it's so long and so low to the ground. It's just not ideal for what we do, and it needs a little bit of work that I don't really see.
I have no problem selling it, I was just wanting to make sure that that's a good amount to get for it.
Okay.
Keep it place close, you know, for it to be ideal.
Plus, this is going to another youth organization, so that's a
That's
good
true.
thing too.
That's true.
Resolution to accept the highest bids for those items.
Oh,
Moved by Tina, second by
I'll second it.
Michelle. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? Okay, in your packet, you have a
So
thing
we're
on,
gonna do the rest for next month, or?
What else remains?
Excuse me?
What else remains?
We have a wooden desk downstairs, we have a metal desk downstairs. The Historical Society's been after me to move it out there, we're not using it. So we either try to offer them to anyone that wants them for free, just to get rid of them. We had some miscellaneous Christmas decorations that will probably be offered for free. They really don't have any value anyways, right, John? The metal ones. We have the 2008 Ford. I definitely think we should try to sell that. The 500-gallon heating oil tank with the spill system, that's worth some money. The hot air furnaces are worth some money. The roll-up security window, I don't know. And then we had a basketball backboard. So I think at this point, you guys should probably just put it in for next, you know, list maybe the truck so we can get rid of that, but do another surplus thing next year.
I think that if there were some better pictures done of some of those items
Maybe
and
they
put
would,
out
yeah.
there, I think that people would be more likely to
Yeah.
bid on them.
Okay.
So let's take some pictures and put them out.
I just, going into like Christmas next month, I'm not sure you're gonna get any better.
Right. No, I mean, even after the first of the
Yeah,
year, I
after the
just
first of
think
the year.
that people, I don't think that they really paid much attention because there weren't like big pictures of each item or anything.
Yeah, a couple people asked that.
I think we did have it on the Janus. Yeah, a couple times. All right, retirement resolution. Our New York State retirement system, we need to establish a standard workday and time reporting for our assessor. Alfonso Smith, who is an elected official employee employed by the town of Wilmington for retirement purposes and submitted to New York State and local retirement. The following resolution was offered by who moved its adoption. And basically, any full-time, part-time elected official is required by the state comptroller to fill out timesheets tracking their time. Doesn't change your salary, but for some reason they use it for retirement purposes. I don't totally understand it, but we're all required to fill out a timesheet once every 4 years, tracking our time. And they want an official resolution from the town, and this is what we're doing because we need one on Fonzie. Do I have anything to add, Nicole? That's it. Okay. So would someone like to move that? Moved by Darren, second by Michelle. And I need a roll call vote on this one as well. Don?
Okay, Roy,
Aye.
Darren?
Aye.
Tina?
Aye.
Michelle? Aye. Tim?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Okay, next item on the agenda is the town employee health insurance proposal. Nicole, do you have that paperwork to give to the board? So basically, over the last few years, our insurance company has been trying to get us to change from an Excelis Platinum 4 plan to an Excelis Bronze plan with a higher deductible. A lot of towns are doing this, and a lot of towns have saved significant money switching. Basically, it'll be the same insurance our employees now enjoy, except they won't have the deductible. We're going to be paying the higher deductible if we accept this plan. What I'm asking for is a resolution tonight. The insurance company is going to be meeting with the employees November, 21st?
Yes.
Meeting with the employees the 21st. Actually, a lot of the employees wanted this plan because Keene, you can speak to Keene, right? The employees all like the insurance.
Our employees were very hesitant to begin with. They weren't quite sure how this was gonna work. We're now in our second year, and the first year alone, we saved over $70,000. So we just rolled over, almost $70,000 that we saved in the program alone. It's a very good program. The only, it took a while for the guys to get used to how to use it. There's a little bit of a change, but it's a very good program.
Town of Minerva switched to this several years ago, has saved substantially. Mariah switched to it, they've saved substantially. Our first year, we actually have the possibility of spending $30,000 more on the plan, but it's like 90% sure it won't happen because it's based on the worst case scenario if every town employee maxed out their total deduction. Nicole, do you want to add to anything I'm saying?
Pretty much summed it up.
Okay, so what's going to happen is after this year, the town board can take a look at the money you will be saving over the next few years, the money we have budgeted for health insurance, and we save from employees not reaching their max on the deductible because it's like an $8,000 per.
Yeah.
They
They
don't
don't
even.
even come close.
They're also going to get no co-pays in the doctor's office, which right now they pay. Their biweekly premiums actually going down. So they're going to be saving money right off the bat. Where the town's going to save money and potentially turn that money into employee benefits, which was the whole idea behind me even being open-minded to it, is next year and the year after, once you have your dedicated fund to cover the worst case scenarios, that's where the towns are really saving money. And the employees, after they learn it, in other towns, they seem to be very happy with it.
Yeah.
Prescription, they're given a preloaded prescription card. So when they go to the pharmacy, it just comes off their card now. So any questions on it?
What's the downside?
It's kind of learning the whole procedure. And that's been a concern of mine right from the get-go when we've been looking at this last few years, is I don't want to take an employee that has like a spouse, for example, that has major health issues and do something to hurt them.
Yep.
This probably for us as the town is probably the perfect time to do this because you actually have a lot of younger employees right now that, God willing, they won't like have any health issues. So I think it's a win. I honestly think it's a win-win for the town. It'll be good for the town for being more generous with pay and such next year, the year after, once you start seeing the real savings. The downside is if everyone got sick, we'd be looking at an additional $30,000 to cover all the deductible. That's where the savings comes. Yes,
The town pays their deductible?
under the new plan, that's what we're going to do. Because we're saving so much off that, yeah. And their biweekly premium will be going down. What do we figure the biweekly premium will be going down, Nicole?
Well, on a single plan alone, they're gonna save, I think I figured it out earlier, it's like $150 a month, just on a single plan.
See, the way we were able to do it with us is, in Keene, was we had saved enough so that on our family plan, our family employees only paid 30% of the plan. And on our single plan, we pay everything. Because we saved, the way it was worked out to save so much money, the way it's set up.
This platinum plan that we've been using over the last 5 years has just been going up constantly. So
Because
this
it's
is,
just been such an increase in it. one of the downfall, one of the, that scares the employees the most is anybody that has, somebody that does have a lot of medical expenses. It takes a while to get used to it because you get all the bills sent to your house because you pay nothing when you go to the doctors. But you do receive all the bills at the house, but you just keep track of them. They will be paid by your insurance company. They will be paid by everything. Just don't freak out that you're getting all these bills in the mail.
And the insurance companies
insurance
assured us they
companies
have
will.
people on staff to help the employee navigate through all the learning process and all that.
And I'm assuming you guys are through Burnham.
Yes.
One phone call to them, they take care of everything. They have an amazing staff up there.
Was the no copay your choice, the town's choice?
For the new insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was our, because we're trying to build up the base pay of all.
I understand what you said that, but I just, I don't think no copay is a good idea. Because people will hesitate for the doctors if they know they have to pay a copay. You know, you could run there for a sniffle, you know.
When I say it was a town's choice, this is how other towns have implemented. What does Keene do for copay? For employees, what does an employee have to copay?
If you are a single, you pay nothing, and if you're a family, it's 30%.
No, you're talking about the premium. Everyone's gonna still pay into the
no.
premium.
Sure.
Talking about the copay.
Yeah.
Is it accepted by providers in the area?
Yes,
Yes,
yeah, that was another issue.
all providers.
Questions in the back?
I was switched to the round plan 3 years ago. We were on the platinum. And it has been running with rate reviews. You have to average out. We do the deductible via the HRA. And when you, like you said, you have a lot of young people. They're not using it as much, and it balances out those who need it. And over time, we have saved a lot of money. And the benefits are not different. It's the deductible. And if the town is picking up the deductible when it's needed, it really is a win-win.
Yeah, it really is.
And we have 110 employees.
Yeah.
So.
Board members have any other questions?
I wish we had more town employees here to ask them if they have any.
Well,
questions or
so
concerns.
that's why the resolution says you're authorizing me. If something really comes out negative from that meeting where there's concern, I'll write you all an email and I'll get a general consensus of where you are. But the policy comes due this month, so that's why I need the resolution to sign the paperwork. I think they've actually lobbied for this, some of
The
them have.
employees have?
Yeah.
John, do you have any questions or concerns?
Not really, I was just at the meeting, you know, go over everything. Not that I would expect to, but let's say someone did go over the deductible. After that, is it like 10%, 20%?
Nothing.
No, it's
100%
nothing.
paid.
It's nothing.
The insurance picks up 100% of that.
It's 100%.
All right, you need a resolution for this, if you're gonna allow it.
I'll make it.
Moved by Darren, second by Michelle. All in favor? Aye. Oppose? None? Motion's carried. I need a resolution approving expenses and transfers.
I will.
Moved by Tina, second by Tim. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? None? So we have a couple housekeeping things before I get into the reports. As you know, we've been using a bookkeeping consultant that knows our accounting system, has a great understanding of governmental accounting for towns. And she's recommending that we do a resolution to combine and pool operating checking accounts for various town departments into one multi-fund checking account. And basically the resolution goes like this: resolve to close out the highway, water, and garbage district checking accounts and combine into one multi-fund account. Now, the reason for this is a lot of towns don't do a check for each district now, or department. They do it under one check, and the accounting system separates it. So that's part of the benefit we've had of this consultant coming in and helping Nicole, because she's learning procedures that is actually going to be saving her a lot more time in the end. Did I say that correctly? See, I was listening. So a lot of towns have just one main checkbook, and the accounting system breaks it into whatever department. It'll be a code. Keene does the same thing, I assume now.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to get caught up. The second part of the resolution is further resolve to disband the Wilmington Garbage District on 12/31/2023, based on the same recommendation, financial and government consultant recommendations. So going through everything, we haven't had a garbage district since what, 98? It was dissolved, and the reason it was dissolved is back when we had a garbage district, we were trying to charge whiteface at the time for dumping into our landfill. And that's the part of the history of why we had a garbage district in the first place. Anyways, the technical garbage districts, it's always been funded out of general fund for the last 23 years. So we're just doing some paperwork, cleaning it up. So that's resolution. Hopefully one of you guys will move in second and vote on this.
Make it.
Moved by Darren.
So-
Second by,
I had gotten this before today to think about it, and
I agree. I mean,
We
that's
just got the information from the county of when the other one ended,
the district.
the district, the garbage district. So we were waiting for information to come in from them, from real property.
but
This is something that's just been left out. And you also have to remember that one of the things Jay got written up for was having too many different checkbooks. So if we combine things that are coming out of general anyway, that don't need their own, it'll get us ahead of the comptroller and help
Well,
us.
it is trying to be preventative on
Yeah.
criticisms, that's for sure.
Right, anything you see that another town's gotten snagged on, you try to fix it before it's our turn.
I guess maybe I'm just confused because they're separate entities, so why wouldn't they have separate checking accounts?
They don't need separate checking accounts, they're coded into different.
Because it's still a part of the town budget, it's just coming out of a different. So even though it's multi-fund, all that money is just going into one. When we do taxes, all that money comes in and gets in a pool. And then we have it separated into different accounts right now. But in the end, as long as it's separated by
Account,
accounts or
coded.
coded, so we know, all right, we have out of this pool of money, say $1 million. Highway has 200,000 of it. And as long as we take every expense of theirs out of that 200,000, it works the same way. It's just not having their one checking account. Multiple checking accounts into one.
And ultimately, that means that each month Nicole isn't having to reconcile multiple bank statements. It's all
Yeah.
just one bank statement done
It's
what
more-
she has to do.
It's more streamlined.
I definitely understand how it's more streamlined. It just seems strange because they're separate things. They have separate line items on our budget.
There's still going to be
They're still
separate
going
line items on the
still-
budget. Everything is still accounted the same exact way, you just don't have 4 checking accounts.
And the coding is how you keep track of this stuff here.
Is it broken down using QuickBooks or something like that?
It's not QuickBooks, but I do have an
See
accounting
what I'm talking
software.
about?
Mhm.
Yeah, these
I
are
do.
different.
Okay, on the resolution, Darren made the motion, second by Tina. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? None? Okay, Highway, Louis had some things going on today. Youth Commission, I got a email from Bethany today on some signage for the skating rink. I'm working on that. Doug was feeling under the weather, but he did give us his report. This month, 7 building permits were issued. $513 was collected. He has 28 open permits and did 20 site visits. STR update, 128 permits in total have been issued. Total collection is $60,150. John, do you have anything?
Not specifically, no.
Okay. And Ed asked to be excused. My report kind of was already in all the other stuff, but I do want to put a plea out to the community members that on December 8th, we're doing the community Christmas celebration. It'd be a great way for all of us to come together. We're going to do the Santa parade, the fireworks at the festival field, and just have a good community day, evening. So if you'd like to volunteer, we'll take you. If you don't want to volunteer, but you want to do a float for our Santa gift delivery, that would be welcomed as well.
It's on a Friday.
Friday. Yep. Okay, board members, Darren.
Not a lot. I attended the trunk or treat at KOA. Just want to say thank you to Tina for organizing that and all the vendors and sponsors. Thank you to everybody that showed up and voted. I don't think there was really any bad choices out this year. So just like to say thank you to everybody, and that's it.
Thank you. Tina.
Let's see. The library meeting is the 15th of this month at 5 o'clock, if anybody would like to come at the library. And then their next meeting will be changed for December. It's going to be December 6th. So make sure to remember that. They are having their Christmas raffle, and they're still looking for board members. And their Christmas raffle is going to be December 9th for the draw on that. And you can contact anybody at the library or Wendy or any of the board members to get tickets for that. Youth Commission, do we know anything about the ski program yet? I've had people ask about that.
No, but I'm sure we just received, as you know, $1,500 from the
Yep.
Uline Sports. So that went into their account.
Okay. I wasn't sure about that.
Very
Yeah.
soon.
I do know they wanted to bring up, they weren't able to have someone attend this meeting. I'm sorry for interrupting, but.
Oh, no, absolutely.
They did want to bring up hiring someone to oversee the ski program. I know that came up at the last meeting, but they just wanted to bring that up again and put it on our radar, so.
Okay. Nope, I just wanted to see if I wasn't sure if they were doing applications or anything yet, because I've had a couple people ask about it, so I wasn't sure.
I think that, I'm not 1,000% sure, but I think that they want formal approval from the board.
Okay.
Before they start moving full speed ahead with that.
Yeah.
Possibly someone's on the Zoom from youth committee.
Okay.
But maybe not, so.
Yeah. Well, they should probably, so that's one of your committees. Go back to them, or I can write them an email.
No.
And
No.
just say, do a formal email to me.
Okay.
Because ultimately, they can have a insight on who we hire, but it'll be a town hire. So it'll be us doing the hiring.
So you want to formally email asking,
Yeah, just saying what they're, just a narrative, and then I can share that, and then we can do a help wanted thing and go from there.
but no one
We
on the
do-
board has an issue with the
I don't.
concept of.
I don't. As long as it doesn't end up becoming well, we do all the waivers, liability waivers and stuff like that anyways. I just don't want to see us becoming a babysitter of
We
the
used
White
to pay
Pace.
for that.
Yeah, I know it, but White Pace, for one of their programs, wants you totally with the youth all the time.
Mhm.
There's no way with a dozen kids, you can be with all the kids at the same time. So that was the issue before.
And I'd also like to thank everybody who participated in the trunk or treat. We had the 37 vendors, over 510 kids. We've already got a date for next year. KOA has already approved us. We've got our food vendor already. We've got people signed up already, so we've already got the date going for next year. So that's already in the works. And I attended the CYC, Connecting Youth and Community board meeting the other night. And we have a local senior who is somebody that was living in town and their family moved to Lake Placid that we are going to be sponsoring for their senior program. And I'll have more information on that next month. So they've got a really good project going. Other than that,
Thank you, Tina. Good report. Michelle?
Only thing I have is that we're doing the holiday craft fair again up at Twisted Raven this year. And it'll be on Saturday, the 18th of November from 10 until 2.
Michelle, I forgot to bring it up, but you're welcome to. Can you speak a little bit about the beta event that we went to the other night and about the day passes and things like that for the public?
Yeah, we went to the New Beta Preserve and met with the people from Beta, as he just mentioned, And they've actually, if you haven't had an opportunity to go down there, then I encourage you to. They've got some really exciting programs that they're starting to implement. And they do want to do some day passes where people can go out on their trails and hike or mountain bike and potentially ski this winter and everything. They don't really have any printed literature or anything available as of yet, but once they have everything ironed out of how they're going to do the program, then they're going to get it to me and I'll get it out through the Visitors Bureau so that everybody is aware of it. But they are partnering with Beta and with the public. And as it is right now, if you go in and buy anything in their bistro, then they consider that your day pass to go out and utilize the facilities and stuff. So, but there's more to come on that. So.
Thank you. Tim?
They're really nice trails.
Yeah.
So trying to keep it positive. Are we going to, we did appoint a cannabis committee and we were obviously it's hard to know what everyone knows and what everyone doesn't know, but the town did vote to allow sales of cannabis in Wilmington, but towns are allowed to enact zoning restrictions related to where it can be sold and how, time, place, manner, in the language of the law. So we appointed a committee to provide recommendations.
Nothing had been done with the committee so far, and the reason being is I was personally waiting for all the lawsuits to settle down. But we can reenact that committee anytime you guys want to.
It seems like we should, because one just opened in Saranac Lake,
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
I mean.
It's a very daunting process to open up a cannabis shop, but it certainly makes sense to get Wilmington some protections on that.
Okay,
next to it.
So,
Let me dust off who we had, and perhaps maybe we should even do another, notice saying we're accepting people that wish to serve on that committee. Did that work?
I think that's okay, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
okay, we'll,
Yeah,
and include the ones we already have, but it has been on the shelf for months now.
year, yeah, or
Yeah.
more than 6 months.
Yeah.
As far as the STR committee, are we just going to wait till January 1st to?
I mean,
move on there?
if any of the board wants to have like public information sessions, we can
Okay.
do that. I know Faber was in the office actually just yesterday talking about setting up, the meetings and working on it. You're gonna have another new board member. I really don't want to deal with it next month. No, I'm being honest. I honestly don't. I mean, this way I'm out of the mix. The way it's looking right now, Michelle,
I don't blame you, that's a very honest answer.
no, it's true, because
I mean,
this way there's no
understandable.
conflict with me, trying to steer or being accused of steering it one way or the other. And 1 month's not gonna make a difference. Next month, the holidays.
Okay, that's fair.
But it hasn't been shelved. I want you guys to know that. So I even put it in my weekly report today. That's available at the town clerk's office. It's on the website, so.
And I got a lot of people come in and pick them up.
Yeah, so.
So, yeah.
Anything else, Tim?
Turnout was off the charts in the election.
Very good turnout.
It was still on the charts, but it was very high.
Yeah.
It's like 70%, more than 70%, which for a town election. The last person in Wilmington to get 300 votes and still lose was Roy Williams in 1983. So it's been 40 years since someone accomplished what I accomplished. So I guess I'll just provide to the public for anyone who's interested. If it's within 20 votes, there is a hand recount required by the state. So at least for the our race may not be within 20 votes. It may end up.
With the 13 absentee, you still have.
That's right.
Yeah.
But it almost certainly for the town board race, it will be within 20 votes.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely will. If
Yeah.
there's only 13 votes at most to count.
Yeah.
So that's basically all I know about it. That will not happen soon because there's still another week and a half for ballots to come in, for those 13 remaining ballots to come in. So
yeah,
for anyone who's interested, that's the update on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And congratulations. Thank you guys for running. I said that in my report today too. Yeah.
I know that that's genuine. It's
It really,
a tough thing to do.
yeah, and you know, just, it's never fun to lose elections, but the only thing I can tell you, Tim, is for me, I ran 3 times for supervisor before I was successful. So I know the feeling of winning.
DeMacy, Sabalski, and who else?
It was DeMacy and Sabalski. No, it was 3 times, I thought, no, 2 times. Okay, 2 times.
So I got 2 more to go.
Yeah, but the point is, you know, we lose and we win.
Yep.
And you move on.
Yep.
Okay.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's right.
Shooting 50% at this point.
It wasn't 3, Beck? Okay. She's probably just trying to forget. Anyways, okay, this is the time of the meeting where we offered up to the public for a few minutes. And then I hit my gavel and go home. So,
Did you run against BJ Cook?
no.
He would have
He
been
wasn't open.
14. Yeah.
I got yelled at a few times BJ, because he had the stubby thing, remember?
So, chairless, is that one guy gonna get 2 chairless?
He's the highest bid, yeah, you get the highest bid.
Maybe he doesn't want 2 chairless, maybe he has put the bid in, and then.
Well, any of the bidders could reject, and then we'll try. I actually thought they'd go higher than that.
But if he rejects the one, then there was already another, it would
They
go
would
to the
just
next
fall
higher.
back.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that happens.
On the 3 chairless, though, there's just the one.
Right, but if he takes the
2.
3 and
chair,
not the 2.
then the 2 chair would go to the next highest bidder.
Right.
Yeah.
You had a question?
I just wanted to ask where the part of the first responder Gulf War Cold War, are they gonna do a hearing for that to get that?
We'll probably do the resolution. We have till March, so we'll probably do a resolution with the actual language at next month's meeting. We can do the public hearing. They'll be done before the March deadline.
I'm just worried with the change of hands.
No, I think pretty much the new board or members and the existing ones support that, so. Okay. Anything else? 1, 2, 3, we're adjourned. Yeah, for some reason I was thinking it was 3 times.